Hey, welcome to Blueprints. My name is Gelef and today I'm playing this for the very first time. Before I start blind playthroughs, I always like to give a short overview of what I know about the game. And in truth, I kinda avoided all the spoilers, even though everyone and their cat has been playing this game. I have only seen a trailer around a month before the game's release, so I do know that this is about finding a secret room inside of a mansion. And also, just because a lot of friends and acquaintances have been playing this game, I do know that this game is quite long, like a lot longer than I initially expected. And also, there's going to be some sort of time measurement in days. I do not know if this game is linear or a bit more freeform. So I'm not sure if this is like a negative thing, like if you're taking a lot of days that you're just slow, or if that means that you're making a linear progress and every single day there's going to be some sort of puzzle adventure. I have no idea. I also know that this is apparently quite a great game for the perfect itch for people who have played games like Outer Wilds. Apparently, I don't know if I want to say that already, but it might be. So I brought my trusty notebook and I'm ready for this. So without further ado, let's start. Let's press the new game button. I have no idea. I'm guessing this is not supposed to be played with a controller. I did not see a pop-up for that, so I'm just gonna play keyboard and mouse. Fancy loading screen, by the way. Doggo Bomb presents in association with Raw Fury. A game by Tonda Ross.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
Blueprints. So, day one. Okay, so there is a time limit of sorts, at least if I understand that right. Whatever a timely manner means. In the timely manner. Okay. We can walk around, first person, okay? We have a counter for, is it steps? Don't tell me. Okay, it's not actual physical steps. That's good to know, okay. Getting used to how this feels. Can I sprint? This is the... Oh no. Oh no. I just realized what that means, the steps. It's whenever I leave a room. Okay, maybe I'm going to stand here. Like normally I like to look around first. These are the grounds, okay. Just the front yard. We have the time. Okay. 8:05. We can work with that. I am really unsure if I should not return and read whatever was there. Yeah, 48. Thought so. Entrance hall rank 1. Okay, how about we stop walking to other rooms instead read. Open only in the event of my death. I mean, yeah, you died. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate. You may not stay overnight. I don't suspect that any of those stipulations should provide an impediment for someone as resourceful and as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. That's interesting. So it does say that we cannot bring tools either from outside or bring them back from the estate. But it also means that we do not leave them at the front door, I'm assuming. Like, I'm assuming we are going to be having an inventory, like, assuming by those rules, that we can't bring with us. And I do not know, like, since we are not supposed to rely on the successes of the previous day, I'm assuming they are not, like, we can't just keep the items, like, in the front door and just pick them up again. One final word of advice. Do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am so uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and wishes, best of luck. Herbert S. Sinclair. Okay, so it's kind of a reconstructing dungeon of sorts. Okay, right click to close this. Okay. Get used to the controls. There's something I can need. Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose one step. When you no longer have any steps left, you will be too tired to continue searching the manor and must call it a day. Okay. Would have been nice to read that one before I leave. Okay. Time passes though. Which means we're probably limited not just by walking, but also by the time itself, because obviously we're not supposed to stay overnight. Which, I don't know at which time we have to leave. Maybe it's like a 12-hour day or something like that, but I do remember seeing that it was like 8:05 and just reading that stuff. Also? No, the mouse was already visible all the time, like the pointer in the middle. Just looks interesting. Okay. Queen card, okay. And an ace. We do have blueprints. Actual blueprints, okay. You found the Mount Holly blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. You may access the blueprint menu by pressing tab. Okay, that's the entrance hall. Antechamber. I can call it a day from wherever we want. Okay. Certainly interesting. Okay, this sounds like kind of weird, maybe. Like, originally I wasn't sure how long the episodes are going to be. Normally I like to have like 20 to 30 minute episodes, but if we have days, then maybe a full day might be reasonable to use. Now the question is, will this map, like obviously this map is going to change each time, so we should probably figure out where we want to go first. But obviously leaving this room could be detrimental to us, just because it uses steps. Can I interact with anything? Can I like any piece? I cannot jump, I'm assuming. We can kind of jog. It's not the quickest way to do it. Anyway, I'm just gonna pick a door and go through. Select a room to draft. I can select one. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps in the bedroom. The closet has 2 items. Oh! That's an interesting way to do that. Okay. At least it makes sense why they said that we have to choose the path, basically, or like will the path into existence, or whatever they said. Do I want a bedroom? It's basically a free step, but I feel like items could be useful. The annoying thing is, if I go into the closet, I'm going to take an item and then have to leave again, because it looks like there's only one exit. Like, it seems like the exits are shown there. We have a hallway and could go to the right or the front, but we don't really need more doors. We have like 2 more doors we can check. Items could be cool. I kind of want to know how items work in this game. So how about we start with those? Going into there obviously uses some stuff. What's that? A gem? Weird. Oh, it's rabbit's foot. Okay, I couldn't really see that. Probably if you rotated it somehow. A genuine lucky rabbit's foot. Greater chance of finding items. I can't interact with those though. Yeah, okay, I can click on them. I was looking on like into whether I can rotate those. Okay, now the question is, why do I need gems? Oh, they can be used while drafting to pay for special floor plans. Okay, so I can probably manipulate what I want to do. Golden coins can be used in the shop rooms. Okay, but only on the state, and we are not allowed to bring any more, right? The key can be used to unlock locked doors and you find them in the house. Okay. You only get 2 items. So this is a roguelike puzzler then? I am quite baffled by this combination, if that's true. Okay, but let's check out the next room then. Corridor, parlor, chapel. When you enter the chapel, lose a coin. We do not have coins. The corridor is always left unlocked. Interesting. And the parlor. There's like a puzzle piece in there, like a jigsaw puzzle piece. So I am curious what that means. Running out of steps. Ooh, a purse. A small coin purse. Each time you collect 3 coins, earn an additional 1 in interest. Curious. You're in the parlor. This box is empty. The blue box is true. Yeah, so you are in the parlor. But what does that mean? I mean, yeah, do I want to open it? Like, I'm curious if I want to open them. I should probably always read before I do anything here. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I've no delusion that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game. I found the game, and have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. Always your friend, Laurie? May the 2nd. So like maybe? I don't know which year though. It could be like 2 months ago. There will always be at least 1 box which displays only true statements. Okay, at least one of them is true. There will always... No, wait. This displays only true statements. So are we talking about it only displays true statements, or does it is the statement it displays a only true statement, right? Like meaning the rule, because we already had like one of those cards that basically said like, oh yeah, this box is always true, right? This could be misunderstood, but I'm guessing it just means that one of them is always correct. Okay, yeah. The next one is there will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. So, okay, my first interpretation that one of them is true, one of them is false is probably correct. Only one box has a prize within. The other two are always empty. Okay, and we get one of you. The wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. It's a rather curious one, so I'm guessing we have to use that one here. Okay, we do know that we have 3 boxes. One of them is true, one of them is false. Okay, so here's the thing. You are in the parlor, we are in the parlor, so this is true automatically. The blue box is true, is also automatically true. Because obviously this is already true, so this can't be a false statement. So we already have 2 true statements, so this has to be false, if I'm understanding this correct. So this box, that this is empty, should be false, and we can open you? Please let me understand this correctly. Ah yeah, I guess I did. 2 gems? Neat, they do seem to be of the same value as the previous ones. Right, yeah. So it's just gems, it's not a particular level. Oh, an apple. Okay, they refill us somewhat, give us some energy back. Interesting, interesting. Now I'm not quite sure how many notes are important, because obviously we learned about those rules. I should probably at least write down those names, just in case I come up against Laurie. We did have some old terms, but they are different people, and those are the rules, but I can probably remember those. I'm decent at remembering rules, I'm not decent at remembering names, so let's leave this room. A spare room, a pantry, that would give us some money. Going to the left is very inefficient though, because if you go to the left... Wait, can I... Yeah, it would be this room. There's like a closet, and this is obviously only connected to the entrance hall, so if we go to the left, then it's not connected to anything? Does it work like that? I wanna kind of check out, because maybe we can override the closet then. Or maybe we can't. I'm just curious, which is why I have to try it, okay? Next room, we do get an apple. Some money. And yeah, okay, this room is boarded up because we can't continue over there. Interesting, interesting. Also, I do think those paintings are somewhat interesting. Like doubly so. Also, I should probably count something. So we can have 9 by 5, so 45 rooms. I mean, yeah, it's a 46th room that we are looking for. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say, for some reason I had 46 and 47 in my mind for a second. Okay, it gives me some money. I cannot use the scales. Can I use the ladder? No. We are definitely quite bound to the ground. Widget. Please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread should be ideal. Of 5 apples, 5 bananas and 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. Wait, 50 steps? So 5 apples, like every apple is worth 2, so they are worth 10 in total. So we have 40 steps that we mix in between bananas and oranges. Could it be like 3 and 5? Like if you have 5 times 3, obviously 15. Yeah, the math would work out if I'm not completely derping here. So I'm guessing apples is like 2 steps, bananas might be 3, oranges 5, just because they are in order like this. Obviously I'm just making assumptions here, but assuming that it's 50 steps, then... You know, It would have to be some sort of integer value, yeah, I'm assuming. And this seems to be the only combination that makes sense in my mind for now. Either way, I don't feel like I can use a lot of stuff here. Okay, I guess we have to check the last room then. For now, we can leave the estate as well. Not sure why we want to do that yet. Maybe there's like a lot of stuff there. Either way, I would like to have a room. Storeroom gives us a lot of items. The problem is only one way. Same for the guest bedroom. So we have to take the den, otherwise we are kind of stuck for today. And I would like to make, you know, some progress in the sense that I'm actually using up a lot of my steps. I feel like it would be a waste to not do that. Some swamps? Should have probably paid more attention to what they said here. A gem at least, and we have a few steps that we can take. Time is passing quite quickly. Can I find anything here? Why are there so many clocks? Do you really need a pin on your wall like that? And a tree. I hope those paintings aren't important for now. If they are, I'm just going to ignore them though. At least for now. Nice book holder, okay. How about we go to the wall for now? A lavatory, a nook. We would get a key. Guest bedroom gives us 10. I'm assuming that entering one of those rooms only gives you 10 steps once, because it would be, you know, kind of strong to just re-enter the room constantly if it's like worth 10. So I'm just gonna take the nook for now. I don't know why we need the lavatory. Let's try the nook. A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly, a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. I mean, I did bring it, okay? I might put up another note for now, like for mechanics. I have like one page for names mainly. I'm gonna put another one for mechanics. I don't know if that's true. I'm just gonna say we don't know about like the other fruits yet. Not sure what exactly we need to learn about, right? Like sometimes you have like puzzle games where you instantly realize there's like something I need to write down because I will forget. But currently I am not sure what I would even pay attention to, because all of this decoration for now seems like decoration for the most part. So I am not sure if that's that important. Coupon book. Discount coupon book. Save 1 coin on each purchase you make in the estate. So we do have to find a shop soon, I feel like. Otherwise we will probably waste it. I don't know if like what I mentioned earlier is like, I do not know if there's like some mechanic that I need to figure out. Maybe the paintings are actually important and I have to pay attention to those, for example. Like maybe there are certain ones that I need to find a count, and at some point somebody's going to ask me, hey, how many paintings are there? That would be something I would probably have to write down, but currently I have no idea what they even want from me. I do not even know if the gem required for an observatory, a corridor, a spare room. The corridor is always left unlocked. Okay, here's something I think is interesting. They say it's always left unlocked. Why should doors be locked though? Is it just like a random chance? I mean, we have a key now, so I'm not that worried currently, but still. Wait, we get 1 shiny symbol each time we drafted the observatory. I don't know what the shiny symbol is. Can I? Oh? If I tap multiple times, I can see multiple things. Interesting. We are not even at the very end, but we can't actually turn right. So I'm gonna take the observatory, which means that something is going to connect to the den later on. I hope at least. What is the observatory for? We can spin the wheel and we can also step on some stairs here. Ooh. Spin the globe. There's so many watches and clocks everywhere. I'm assuming that time is really of the essence here. The fixed stars. The Stargazer's Companion to Constellations. By Richard Witt. Fan Areas Bird and Sons Publishing. In 1809. Preface. This book contains a complete starbase, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each other. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one in a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. Okay, the North Star is worth 1 gold. The twins. 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall. Okay, so if we get like the 1 star, because we found the first observatory for today, we are getting 1 gold. If we put the second one in, then we get 2 trunks in the entrance hall. I don't know if it's for the same day. The slice gives us some steps. Do we have to decide on what we want to get? Drax is dead? Why do we want that and the rooms? Do I even want to look then? Sale? I am unsure if I really want this. Let's spin this. I want to see what happens if we spin. Can I look at anything? Do I have to take the stairs? I got stuck there. What happens if I'm up here? Can I see anything more? Just run around. We can spin something here? I am unsure. Okay, I can decide the direction. Ah, okay, I get what I have to do here now. Obviously I have to look outside of the window. That would be useful, right? Let's spin it a little bit until we can bring it into position. Is that the right height? Maybe 1 more? Oh. Is this like a model of the solar system, I'm guessing? I mean, definitely not to scale, but it does exist. Also, this kind of looked like a ladder there. Maybe it's just a texture. Because obviously we have like some of the stairs that also have like this peculiar pattern on them. Either way, can I rotate you the other way around? If I press here? Okay. Spin you around quickly. Can I look through you now? That's 1. The North Star. Gain 1. Okay. But we've already gained that one. Can I look around? No. If I press a button, then we just leave. I'm not quite sure about this yet. Because we do get... Right? They said that we get like 1 star each time we enter. Is this like a unique thing each time we enter the estate itself? Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. No clue. Anyway, we can go over here. Security. Okay, it's rotated that way. It's important. Like we always come from the bottom. It seems like, so it would be a wise choice to take security because all the other ones lead to dead ends. View inventory of all gears, all items currently in the house. But there's a gem requirement, but it's the only good room currently, so let's check it out. Cutscene? I mean, there's a lot of rooms we've not seen yet. Oh, that's me. Rank 2? Didn't actually pay attention to the rank before, did that? Okay, I will not leave the room currently because I want to keep my step, but I have to pay attention to that because I just noticed that in the bottom right, like, you know, that corner, that the rank went up. Does it say anything here? Drafted one time. Rarity standard. Okay, there can be... Oh, those are all the rooms. You can look at them. Ah, okay. The first few rooms, we have not seen room number 1. The closet 2 items. All the rooms we have found previously. The red rooms. Shops. The green rooms. Don't know what that means yet. Room 46 is obviously the one that we are looking for. The antechamber. This is the one that I saw before. Rarity none. From its root meaning the room before. All signs and paths pointed towards the antechamber. This mysterious sealed room resting on the 9th rank may prove, however, quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, you can't help but draw a connection between this chamber and room 46. Okay, so the rank just means which row we are currently in, okay. I'm guessing. We can read about all the rooms, we will probably do that over time. I'm not gonna do everything today just because it's going to be a long episode already. We have 1 star here. Does that mean we have to go through? Okay, this is what I'll leave because obviously, but okay, this is a new room. This is the one that we had already opened. It said something about being able to figure out control with the state of the art surveillance equipment, inventory system, and access control via an electronic computer terminal. This room is where the state's patrol guards kick up their feet and thank their stars they're living in the modern era. View inventory of all items currently in the house. Type mechanical blueprint? Wait a second. Type blueprint objective. Okay, objective because we have to reach those. Energy commonplace. There are different tags for those rooms. Permanent, okay, entrance hall, permanent makes a lot of sense. Type puzzle and blueprint, okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I do like that we can read up on a lot of stuff here. But I also feel like days might be really long, so I am not sure. Like I mentioned earlier that I might do like a day per episode, but I feel like this is going to be way too long depending on how long it takes, because we've been in this video for like over half an hour already and we are still at 42 steps. So how about we continue for a few more rooms for now. The archives. While drafting you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans? Oh, now I get it. This is a red room because there's like red around this. There's a bedroom. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2 steps. So this basically means that this is a free room because you get 1 for going in and 1 for going out, basically. A drawing room. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. Like the archives are great because I can go each direction, but I feel like that's not a smart choice. We could go to the right, but we are very limited if we do. This one costs a gem though. Technically we do have, still have at least, no wait, we don't. The entrance hall is over here. We have 1 extra row to the left, or column I guess. So we don't actually want to go to the right because then we absolutely need something that turns to the left. which would be terrible. So we kinda... do I want to take the archives? I mean, it's red, like... I'm guessing red rooms are just detrimental rooms to us. That reminds me, can I leave? I cannot leave. Oh no, I wanted to go and you selected the archives? That's not what I wanted to press. Gosh darn it. I guess this is the archives. It doesn't really make sense that the archives make it harder to select stuff though. That's like the first thing I would assume. Alternatively, it just tells me, okay, they already know how the rooms are aligned this day, so... Anyway, some notes. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture boat, Swimbird, had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal, Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning the prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye, even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair. Okay, did I write that name down before? Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. Oh yeah, I do have the name Mary written down. Okay. I might have to organize my notes at some point, because I feel like currently I'm just scribbling them around. Herald Literary Medal. Seems important. Like, for now I'm just gonna, you know, get all the notes in here. I'm sorry for covering some of the text, but this is why I'm reading it. This was in August of 85. Half a year later, Swimbird author never considered herself success. By Gail Hermes, Herald staff writer. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I'd always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime. And so, as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from her." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red. I feel like Red Prince is really important. Let's be honest. They would not drop a similar name like that. Marigold is based on a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwaveringly blind loyalty to the throne. Okay, obviously it was said that Marigold wanted to, or like Mary did not take up the pen name Marigold because she was wanted to not be associated with the Sinclair name. Obviously, estate Sinclair sounds like a big deal, obviously, like most poor people do not have a mansion, let's be honest. So are they, like, how associated are they with the royal, like the throne, the royalty in general? Is that related? I'm gonna put it down as a note. Obviously, however intentional it might be. Oh wait, there are multiple pages actually. I just noticed that there's a prompt for that. This is all in order. This was starting in 85. I should probably write it down. 85. Okay. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard questioned. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were two of 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier, naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility for the attack, it is widely believed that authorities to be the work of the insurgents group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Don't drop so much lore on me, I do not have the time to read all of it. Okay, I probably have, but you know what I mean. I am limited with my attention span. Children of Blackwater. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance. So I'm guessing because it's all connected that I guess Mary died? Got killed? This would not be the first time that the publishing house had defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. On which side of the bombing was? Okay, that sounds weird. Maybe am I missing this? Obviously, a few people died here, as it says on the left side. But it does say that they dismissed the rumors and that the popular author, I'm guessing, still talking about the same author. Oh wait, no, they are detained. Okay, so she did not die there, but she was detained. I mean, that would kind of explain why she may have not been part of the will. I don't know, just, yeah, putting it out there. This is something by the Red Guard. Okay. Marigold drops publisher. Local author and popular personality Marion Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, whom Marigold has past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. November, August, okay, this is the next year actually, so there's actually some time in there. Manning and White person was seen at the corner suspicious bag under. Okay, this is obviously not correct. This is, or like not complete. Okay, I can actually click. I don't have to use keys to switch pages. Inspiration. Okay, so I'm guessing. Yeah, the Manning was dropped. This is Manning and White. We have seen both of those names. I should probably write them down. I feel like my notes are already incomprehensible, but I do need to remember those names at least. So they were found here. They had like a suspicious bag, and this is why they were put up to trials because of treason. No traces discovered of Sinclair heiress, but search continues. So she is missing now. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marion Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the cause foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. It's not even the last page. Okay. So she went missing. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic royal museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen Arias have broken into the crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles. At least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds, dredging for clues. Why are they connected? Are they assuming that Mary did that? This no, it's February? We do not know if it's the same year. Because this February 87 could be, like, I'm guessing they're chronological, so I'm assuming it's later, but we do not know if it's in the same year or like years later. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of, that's important probably, ruby crown of Orinda Arias. A priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. Everything seems to be politically motivated in here. Also rank 3, so I'm probably correct that this is just denounced like the row we're in. Which is fine, it at least doesn't worry me as much anymore. Obviously we still have to enter the antechamber, if we even get to reach it in this day. Ooh. Picture of a lock, we can't pick it up though. Anything interesting we can pick up here? Not that this wasn't interesting. I mean, there's a lot of lore in here, and I feel like I will need this notebook. I appreciate that they were quite explicit about us needing one. It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. But I would say, because this episode is running long already, I will continue this next time. I'm guessing I was wrong about using 1 day per episode. I will probably keep those around like 30 to 40 minutes for the most part. I don't know if this is going to be possible. We will see in the future. Anyway, I thank you all for watching. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you next time. Till then, have a good one, and bye bye.